11-year MLS pro Quincy Amarikwa here, and you're now listening to the Perfect Soccer Podcast, where your host goes one-on-one to get to know your favorite professional soccer players, both on and off the pitch. Because how better to learn what it takes to become a pro soccer player other than directly from pro soccer players? Today's episode is brought to you by PerfectSoccerSkills.com, the #1 and only platform you'll ever need to connect with and learn from pro soccer players. Learn more and enter to win weekly soccer prizes, goals, balls, jerseys, player meet and greets, and more by heading over to PerfectSoccerSkills.com/PSTM to enter to win for free today. With that said, please enjoy today's episode.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Perfect Soccer Podcast. Our special guest today is Akeem Ward. Akeem, what's up? Third time is a charm. You're on the show again. We did this last year. We thought it was way longer ago. We're here now. Tell me a little bit about your previous year. I interviewed you last July 2023. So tell me about how the season finished, and then how is this season going?
Yeah, man.
And you're still with Memphis, by the way.
Yes, I am. Third time is the charm, and I'm still with Memphis 91 FC. Last year, July, God knows where we're at, like in the table. Well, completely different. We were on the Eastern Conference, and so we were battling for, I think, third and fourth position, so around that kind of place, that area. We finished the year in fourth, which meant we had a home berth. First game, played against Louisville City. Great. First, probably like 30 minutes of the game. We scored like 2 minutes in. I got an assist. It was great. We're buzzing. We're flying. Then off a corner kick, they scored, boom, 1-1. And we sadly fell in penalty kicks, which was, heartbreaking, to be honest, because I really thought we had a chance with that team we had to make a run. And the way we lost, it just didn't felt like a lot of unfinished business. So back for year two. And, we were in the Eastern Conference last year, and this year we were pushed over to the Western Conference, and we are in the Western Conference, but we have the furthest travel out of any team in the whole USL, because we are in the Mid-South and traveling to places of like Oakland, Sacramento, Arizona, all these places. So it's just been a lot of traveling this year. We've got 7 games left. Actually have a game tonight and then a game Saturday, and that'll make it 5 games left. Currently sitting in 5th place. 3 points off from second, so it's very close between second and like 6th. We're probably spread between 3 to 4 points, so it's really looking close here. So hopefully, we're able to, these last home stretch of games, that we're able to put points together, especially at home. We've been really good at home, unbeaten in 9 or something like that at home this year, so it's been good. From the personal side of things, stats wise. 2023 Akeem definitely is looking down on 2024 Akeem. Last year I finished with 3 goals, 3 assists. This year, just a measly 2 assists, but a lot of things have been improving. Like I mentioned, trying to get better and improve. I've been getting better this year, not comparing myself to others, which is a very hard thing to do. And, it happens sometimes, but that's why I kind of made that comment about 2023 Akeem and 2024. Just trying to beat, my former self. And so still got time to do so, but also I'm a defender. My job first is defend. So, if we can get some attacking stats and stuff like that, that'd be great to help the team, but, defend first. It's been a good year. Moved into a leadership position, as the captain of the team. So that's been great. It's been great to be able to help and, lead and, hopefully make people around me proud and, the fans in the city and kind of just strive for something. Just don't want to leave the game losing, don't want to leave the game not winning anything. And so hopefully, we have 7 games left, like I mentioned, and we're able to make something happen. So that's the plan.
For sure. And did you guys make the playoffs last year?
Yes, we made the playoffs. We lost in the first round in the playoffs in penalties.
Gotcha. So as long as you got to go farther, you got to win the chip this year.
Bro, that's the furthest I've ever been in this so far. is the conference semifinals. We lost some penalties again. I was in Oakland a few years back, so it'd be great to push a little bit further. Each time getting better and better. Home berth. This is the first time I ever played at home in a playoff game, so that was like cool. It was a cool atmosphere. Be around, different than traveling on the road. So played at home, and hopefully this year we secure the home berth again, get the first win, and then anything can happen from there. Top teams are falling off. We're playing at home again. So yeah, that's what we're aiming for. Is we want to get in at a home berth, and then just 4 games to the championship. Take it one at a time.
For sure. And then I know last year we talked about was 5 years of pro soccer enough to be a veteran, but you just said you were the captain. So 2 things. What was it like to be named captain? And 2, do you think you're a veteran now?
I guess we could say veteran now. I only reason I say veteran now is because I've heard I'll watch games back and I'll hear like the broadcasters and analysts be like, 6-year veteran. And I'm like, if they're saying it, I guess that means I'm a veteran now. 6 years in, I guess we could call it that. But yeah, I think I'm more a veteran player, and especially I'm looking at my team now. We have younger guys coming in, and definitely want to, older guys from experience wise. So I'll say a veteran. There's no problem saying that. But and then kind of being named captain was great. It was awesome. Unexpected. It wasn't like in my head a goal of mine. It just kind of happened, and I've kind of embraced the leadership position, and yeah, just trying to keep things ticking, keep the guys going, and help as much as I can on and off the field. Same thing I've always been doing, to be honest. But
yeah, no, that's awesome. That's always an honor to be named a captain of a team, because obviously the players and the coaches see you as a leader. Yeah, tell me a little bit about what you do kind of off the pitch. I know you're into crypto and Web3. You told me before you were into real estate. So tell me a little bit about like off the pitch, Akeem.
Yeah, so each year those things kind of grow more and more, which is great. I do crypto with our branch of Evolve NFTs. Hopefully launching a project here in 2024, or at worst case scenario, hopefully early 2025. Do a lot of stuff there in the Web3 space, the decentralized space. I think it's just super cool to be able to be a part of a, just growing network of people, from all around the world who are coming together for a decentralized space and just building stuff, cool stuff. I think that's, the wave in the future of decentralization. And that kind of leans into crypto, which I've been, a part of since 2019. Ethereum, Bitcoin, all that stuff. I just find it fascinating, find it cool, being able to build on these platforms and once again, to connect with people through it. So I've been doing that here and there. Been trying to dive a bit deeper into real estate. Have a few properties. Looking to see what we can do there, expand the portfolio, sell some stuff, and reposition. So do that. And then, yeah, I'm also a part of the Perfect Soccer team as well, director of sales and partnerships, hopefully growing stuff out on that end as well. Selling balls, custom jerseys. And so, yeah, doing a lot of stuff as well. And then what else? I do even more things. I'm thinking about that now. I'm doing a lot of stuff, man. I'm also a board member of the United Black Players of the USL, striving to, bring equity and do opportunity to people of color and, I would say at risk in neighborhoods and stuff like that, and definitely different markets in the USL. So I've been doing that for about 2 some years. And then I'm also a co-founder and secretary of the Amarikwa Family Foundation. So yeah, I dip my toe in a lot of different things. The main thing, I'm just kind of looking at everything now, is just kind of, I want to be able to help people, whether it be inside of football and outside of football, just help people. I always want to treat people how I want to be treated. And so I've been lucky enough to have mentors, friends, teammates who've, been able to lend a helping hand. And so if I can give back in any way possible, God willing, I will. And so that's kind of why, just having a time to reflect actually on this call, why I'm in all these things, is to be able to, better myself, my family, and then friends and people around me. You know, I always be surrounded by good people. So
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And then what's it been like living in Memphis now that this is your second year there?
good chill, man. We moved to a different location. It's actually way better than it was last year. It's nice. We're across the guard, across from a little beer garden, so it brings more people in. It's just positive energy vibes. The weather was just absolutely rough last year for me to deal with. Like the summers were unbearable. The heat this year was pretty bad, but like it was. I guess I knew what was coming, so it was a bit. It wasn't as hard hitting as it was last year. We're actually starting to cool off, which is great. To be honest, we're in the 70s and 80s, and so like I'm not having to deal with just gut wrenching humidity pulling me back every 5 minutes, and so it's been cool. It's been an adjustment for sure from Virginia. I thought Virginia was the South, but no, this is the South for sure. So no, yeah,
is that much hotter?
it's just the
Or it
humidity.
feels different. Yeah.
No, the humidity. It's just like it's always like I felt like I was wet this summer, just walking outside, moist and wet, and it's just hot too. And so it was definitely different because we're training in that, and so yeah. But it is what it is. I think it's cool, and so no problems with it now.
Enjoy learning what it takes to become a better player from professional soccer players? Well, how would you like to work with professional players one-on-one? Now you can with Be Pro by Perfect Soccer. Head over to perfectsoccerskills.com/BEPRO to apply to work with our network of pro players today.
All right, Akeem, we're changing stuff up here on the Perfect Soccer Podcast, and we're going to listen to your last year. It was about July last year, 2023. So it's September 2024 for people that, maybe listening later. We're going to, I ask everyone the 5 Quincy questions every time. And since it was a little more recent, we're going to listen to yours live. So the first question is always, what's the most important skill or quality that helped you become a pro player or successful pro? So let's see what you said last year, and then let's see how you feel about it this year.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be one of the same ones for sure, because it's the reason I stuck around, which I think I said before, was the reason I became a pro, is being able to be flexible and be able to play both sides of the field, left and right foot. As the years have come, increasingly getting better with my left foot, which is, kind of I play on the left side. So being able to play with both feet, I think, and being able to adapt to different circumstances that you're in and environments, which 4 years later, 6 teams later, is something that I've been able to do, and it's kind of helped me shape me into who I am now. And so yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think I still stand by that for sure. The being able to be flexible. Also, I think a big one is just kind of being durable as well. Being able to outlast other guys has been an important thing for me. Playing as many games as I can in a year, and continuing to be healthy. And I think that's super important. I think that kind of helped. Is going to help me push forward in my career. So I think I agree with my former self saying flexibility, being able to play both sides of the field. But I also think durability is a really big thing, because the average lifespan of a professional soccer player, I don't know off the top of my head, but I know it's not very long, especially in the U.S., in second division, lower division. So just being able to be durable and play as many games as I can, and the span I have of being a professional athlete, I think it's super important. And then you never know, I can go longer if I'm just taking care of my body. So
yeah, definitely. So the next question is usually, what's the biggest mistake pro players are making? Let's see what you said last year. What's the biggest mistake you think pro players are making?
The biggest mistake I think pros are making, not understanding time is the most valuable thing we have. And that, football could end at any moment kind of thing. And so kind of just cherishing every time we do have the time to play, kind of taking that aspect, as well as for me off the field, I do other things, just in case football, stops at some point in time. I think it's just people don't value time as much as they as they should, and yeah, I don't like wasting it because I understand how valuable it is. So
Yeah, no, definitely. How do you feel about that one?
I was crazy. I like this, Paul, because I do agree with that, but also I have kind of like an extra level to that of like the more and more, the longer I play, the more gratitude I have for being able to play. I may not be in the best situation compared to some other guy, where it be top facilities, top this, top that. I'll compare it to the Prem. But at the end of the day, still I'm getting paid to play and do what I love. Like I'll get home at 12 when I know people who, don't like the job they're working, getting home at 5. So I just have understanding the time that you have in the game, like I mentioned before, is like very important, but also just being grateful for what you have, because there's so many people that would love to be in the position that I'm in. And so I don't want to waste the opportunity that I have. And so, yeah, I think time, like I mentioned before, is a good asset, but also just, mistakes that people are making. I think it's just like, not being grateful for what they have, because, it's, you worked hard to get to where you're at to be a pro. And other people are, working as hard or harder to take your spot. And so being grateful for what you have is important to me.
I like that. All right, let's go on to the next one. So the next one is, what advice would you give to a younger player? This would you give to a young player trying to make a pro team or get a scholarship?
The advice I'd give: just keep your head down, work hard, and listen, and try to not be offended by the things that you're hearing, because I'm learning. The younger kids in this generation, are very talented, but they're not the best at taking criticism. And I'll even take that, point the finger back at myself as well, But I remember when I was younger, guys cursing and this and that, and like being able to take the message for what they're saying, not how they said it. I think that's like kind of something we've gotten away. And the kids nowadays a bit more. You say something angry tone, they're only hearing the tone and not hearing the message. So it's just kind of keeping your head down, working very hard. But you're young, it's going to take time. And, just taking what people say with a grain of salt.
I agree with myself, but I actually even kind of disagree, because working hard now to me is a default. You should work hard. That's just a standard. If you're going to be a professional athlete, you have to work hard, right? But I think the biggest thing for me now is a willingness to learn, to being open to learning. And that just circles the whole facet of, being able to hear feedback, reaching out to people, to have the conversations, doing your own film, training by yourself, maybe on a day you have off, and so the willingness to learn and then to push yourself. I'm thinking more and more now, people always have to say you have to work hard, but it's kind of a default. You need to work hard. That needs to be ingrained in your DNA, to even become a pro. And so I agree to disagree with my old self.
Mm-hmm. All right. The next one is, what is something most people think is true that you believe isn't? What is something most people think is true that you believe isn't? This could be either soccer related or life related.
Something I think other people think is true that I don't think is true.
Yeah.
That's a hard one. Nothing is true, but other people think is true. Bro, people have a skewed perception over age. In football and in life. As I get older, I'm realizing like I'm not as old as I thought I was, And so like I think being using the word being too old in life and in soccer is kind of, I think people use it in the wrong way. I think being older is definitely makes you wiser. It definitely it means that you've done something right to be able to be in the position to be able to say that, if you think about it. Like if you're still playing soccer at 36, 37 years old, and they're like, oh, you're too old. Yeah, and you're still playing, then obviously you figured something out that they haven't figured out. That's why they're saying that. And so like, as I'm getting older and having to understand more about my body and take care of my body, I think think age, this perception of people with age as being a negative, I don't agree with.
Yeah, no, I feel you too. Just like even just getting older, and then you're like I'm 31. I'm 31 now. It's even weird to say, but like it's like it's like you think it's old, and then you're like, nah, yeah, I'm still like young. No, I'm old. It doesn't feel like that anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Like I remember seeing like 35 and being like, oh God, like no, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm talking to Quincy and other guys who are that age, and I'm like, oh, they're still cool. Like, you know, like it's not like you're not old, man. Like you're not. And so that gives me an understanding more about like 10-year time frames and down the road, because like 10 years from now I'm 37, like I'm chilling, still good.
All right, I'm gonna have a reaction to that one too.
Bro, first things first, I want to apologize to anyone who was 35 at the time that I said, wow. I said it, bro. I said, wow, you're still cool. I am so sorry, especially you, Quince. Bro, that's not how I meant that to come off. That, wow, a year later, I could see how insensitive that made it sounded about age. Because, yeah, no, that's not how I feel at all. Even to echo that point, age, I've even looked now to the other side of the spectrum. Like, you're not too young to play and be a pro. Like, we have a kid on my team who's 19. If you're good enough, you're able to play. Simple as that. You're old, 35, 40, and you can still move and you can still play and get the job done, you play. You're 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and you're able to still get the job done, you play. So, like, I think on the outside looking in, the perception of, you know, age and how it is definitely not the same what it is inside of football, you know, because I'm in the same locker room as a guy who's 19 to a guy who's, you know, 40, you know, you're not separated in different locker rooms. And so, yeah, I like to bring that idea and that perception of things out to the real world as well, you know, like not just soccer. Like when I'm done, you know, I don't want to be too old to be able to do something that I wanted to do. You know, I don't want to put that kind of restriction on myself. So, yeah, I do agree with myself, but elaborating to the smaller side of things. But I'm excited to see what you got to say, Paul.
I agree with myself, but but I also feel old, but I don't feel old, but things that are happening, for example, like, you know, now you're seeing, like you just said, like you had a 19-year-old on your team and things like that's like say, even when you always think about, say, for example, like your little cousins, but they're not little anymore. They'll always like kind of be a little to you, sort of, you know what I mean? Like things like that, I guess. It's like interesting with age. Yeah,
I think, I also start to old and older are true things, right? I'm getting older for sure. I'm not old. Like, I'm getting older, right? I don't think you're old. You're getting older. Like, I know I'm out of touch with the younger generation for sure, with TikTok, those dances, all these other things that are going on, the slang. Because my little brother is 17, and the conversations that we have, I don't even know what's going on, if I'm being honest, because we're just so far apart, you know. But I love the guy. I try to help him as much as possible, but there's just so much going on that I don't know about. I'm like, you know, I don't really care to know about what the high school kids are thinking right now, because it's changed completely. Can
we get an example?
Like I don't know why, but like kids nowadays, they don't, like, when they're texting, everything is in lowercase, and there's like everything's in lowercase at all times, and I think there's no periods. I don't know, like that. I don't know why it bothers me, but like they text like they're just talking to you like here, and it's just like so just loose and relaxed. And I'm just like, bro, like, am I missing something? Like, he's just like, yo, and then I'd be like, what's up? And then he just won't reply, and he'll just like be random, like lowercase talking about something. I'm like, dude, I don't know what's going on or like where your head's at, but like I just got a lot going on. So like, let's have call me. It's probably easier if you call me. Like I'm a call me kind of guy. So
no, you're sounding old right now.
Yeah, man, I'm sounding older for sure. I'm older than I was last year.
What about, I gotta ask, has he said any words to you, like slang words that you were like, I don't even know what that means now?
No, not directly to me, but he said something to my mom. And mom asked me, and I was like, I have no idea. I was like, I don't know. Like the Urban Dictionary, here we come, because I have no idea what we're talking about anymore. But yeah, it is what it is at this point. Like
sometimes I hear it now on social media with like the streamers are big, so I see like their clips on social media, and I'm like, what are they saying?
Yeah, I know, but like I have to like only reason I'm up to date on that stuff is because like I see the streamers on Twitter and I'm like, oh, what's going on? And then I have to dive deeper in just to like figure out what 2 words are. And I'm like, that wasn't worth my time. It really wasn't. But it is what it is. I have people who are my age who are teachers now, and they're telling me, bro, it's different. I'm like, yo, hey man, respects to you guys for being in that and educating the next generation.
Yeah,
definitely. I can do that on an informal level for sure. But yeah, man,
for sure. All right, let's see what you would move forward with if you weren't scared of what would happen if things didn't go well last year.
Oh man, what's something you would move forward with if you weren't scared of what would happen if things didn't go well?
It'd probably be packing up and going to Europe, man, and just trying to give it a go. Like you just go try to play professional in Europe. The dream and the goal, ultimate dream and goal was playing the Premier League. 27. Still a dream, still hopeful because things can change in football. But I think it would just be like packing my bag right now and just flying over and just preseason starting up soon in Europe and going on trials. I think that would be the biggest thing, But failure sucks, but it's a part of it. So,
are you ready for some fun questions?
Yeah, Paul, let's skip to the fun questions, man. Nah, I think I'm still in alignment with that. I still haven't lost that dream and hope. And it's just like, there's a lot of security being an American, in America, and just doesn't, it's not super scary, living in the country you're born in, and being used to the things you're used to, it's very, comfortable, so to speak. And I'm not naive to acknowledge that. And so it'd be a complete different social, cultural, different for me just to pack up my stuff and go. There's also, I have family in England and some family in Europe, but it just would be completely different, than what I'm used to. And so there's definitely a fear there of like the unknown. But, if I could, I would,
Yeah. All right, Akeem, that was fun going back and listening to the Quincy questions from last year and then reacting this year. We changed it up a little bit, how to do it, So appreciate you coming on, and can you let the listeners know where to follow you at?
Yeah, man, appreciate it. I think it was cool being able to recap. That was dope. So appreciate you guys. You can follow me on all my socials. It's on Instagram's Akeem, Akeem J Ward all together, and then the same thing on Twitter. So Akeem J Ward there, and then periodically you'll see me on the Perfect Soccer, hopefully live streams and stuff like that, and kind of in stories, and kind of let you guys know who I am a bit more on my personal side, and then some other stuff I'll get going on my personal side on my Instagram. So want to check it out? That'll be dope. So
Quincy Amarikwa here, and thanks again for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to share it with someone you feel will get some value from it. And if you could take a moment to leave a review of our podcast wherever you're listening and let us know who you'd like us to interview next, we'll get working on that right away. You can listen to this full episode and more at perfectsoccerskills.com/radio. That's perfectsoccerskills.com/RADIO. You can also enter to win free weekly soccer prizes, goals, balls, jerseys, player meet and greets, and more by heading over to perfectsoccerskills.com/PSTM to enter to win for free today.